So, some other interesting things we can do with the curtain panels. What's really, I always enjoy doing, depending on what kind of look that I'm going for. Let's say I hover over here and I tab to that panel and I click it. As some of you discovered, that you could change these to do what? I can take this, make this a solid panel, then I can edit the type, and by editing the type, I can go in and do what? I can come in here and say duplicate, and I can say, let's make this a wood panel, right? Okay, and by making it a wood panel, now I have to go in to the finish, and what can I do once I'm in here? Well, I'm going to say okay, and that doesn't look any different. Let's pause the video and talk about something. Okay, so as we discussed, once I select that panel and go to edit type, I need to go where? To the default browser, and I'm going to put in here just wood, right? And let it bring up the woods that are in here, and then I might want to pick a certain wood. So I can say wood stain. Let's use that, okay? So if I click on that, you see that's the wood appearance, and then there's also a rendered appearance. All right, so I'm going to go back to my graphics tab here, and I'm going to say okay, apply, and okay. And now that panel is a wood panel, and if I went in and I changed it to the realistic, now it looks a little more wooden. So I can have wood in my curtain panel. All right, nice feature. I can also come back here and I can bring in this next one, right? And I can hover, tab, click. And not just only can I put another curtain panel in there, but what if I wanted it to have an industrial kind of brick look? I can make that brick. I can put a wall. Any wall that I have in the project, I can put in a curtain panel. And once I have it in there, I can tab, click, and I can come in here and I can say, I'm sorry, for not so much the wall, but for the curtain panel, I could actually adjust, right, where the actual, not just the spacing and the layout, but I can physically adjust how far that panel sits back and forth in the grid. Now I want to pause the video and talk about. So as you can see, if I go in and select this one panel and I right click, I can say select panels along the vertical grid, so I can select the other panels that are adjacent to those, and I can say go in and make them brick as well. Okay, so you can go in now, and not only can you change and create your own curtain panel, right, and make it whatever you want, essentially material wise. You could make it aluminum, right? You could make it wood. You could make it just about anything, or you can take a wall material and place that wall material in there as well. Okay, so that's a nice feature to be able to use. I want you to experiment with that for a few minutes, and then when we pick up in the next video, we're going to come back to our storefront portion, and we're going to start placing doors in our storefront. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, I've spoken.